So we just finished up that chimney on the right. We had to rip it down and rebuild it. It's got a matching shadow box. You can't really see it from here, but the shadow box matches that side. Anyhow, we are getting ready to put a stainless liner in for the boiler downstairs. Just wanted to show you something kind of different. So the boiler downstairs is a 7-inch coming off the appliance. So here we have a 7-inch round, okay? But the unique thing about this one is this side, it's hard to see with the tape, but this side is not round, it's oval. So because of the way this one was built, I've got to go do it a little bit different. I can't just use a round liner the whole way because a round liner won't fit. So I've got oval components, and I've had the bottom 32 feet of this liner have been ovalized, and it's just round coming out the top. I leave it round coming out the top because I feel like the termination is a little better with the top plate, and I like the round top plate better. And you know, if you want to put a clip a rain cap to that, you could do that easier. Yeah, so I have the other tee in the basement, so I have a clean out tee and the thimble tee. This one doesn't have to be insulated because it's serving a boiler. It actually goes into a chimney that's 2 courses of brick thick. So, I mean, it's kind of different. And then for some reason, in the basement, there's no flues. And then up on the first floor, the flues start up there somewhere and they continue up. So the flue inside dimension is less than 7 inches. So this is a 7-inch, so it's not going to go down. It might go down for one flue, but then there'll be too much friction on it. You won't get it down. So ovalizing this slightly is going to help me get it down. So if I ovalize it from 7-inch down to 6-inch, it will slide down hopefully nice with a little bit of extra room. So because it's ovalized down to 6-inch on one side, that then makes the other side 8-inch. So then it's a 6 by 8 basically. Here's a better look at the how the liner is. So this is a 7-inch round liner, right? This end is round, that's the top side, and then this is the ovalized side on the bottom. You do this when you want to fit through obstructions. Sometimes if you want to fit through a damper plate or just a hard spot to get through, you can have the bottom ovalized. And you can see that this is roughly supposed to be around 6 inches. It's a little bit less there. And then 6 by 8 is really what it's supposed to be. So it's close. They put it through a little press and ovalize it, and they charge a couple bucks extra a foot to do that. And then you have to buy the oval components. The oval snouts go on like this, so they're a little different. There's 2 of them. There's 2 bands instead of 1. They're internal. And then so you have the round 7-inch on the outside. And see how that sets up in there, just like that. And I'll show you the transition here. So we're round, and now you're going to start seeing where we go into the oval here. This one's a tall one. This liner is 45 feet. It's a big one. Just because this liner is oval doesn't mean it can't turn. You can see it turns right. I got it turned right here. An oval liner turns really well, just the same as any round liner. So if your flue turns, you can actually you can cork it right out. All right, this is what it looks like, ready to go in. We have high temp silicone on the seams where they meet. On the oval, I like to put plenty more screws. It seems to be a little better. I cut the bands off, so I have a little bit more clearance inside the chimney. You want to screw them anyway, either way. So high temp around that one, and then when we get this in the chimney, then we put the snouts on like that, and then we'll high temp those joints too. All right, that's what it looks like. We just got it down. It is a tight fit, but it's gonna work. So we have that, and then our run goes down to the clean out there. So we have to put both our snouts on, and then we can re-brick everything in. You can see it's actually just like a disaster trying to work in here because there's no room. Okay, so the snout is on, and I've got my high temp silicone all done. I like to leave this hanging out a couple inches. So the stainless, you should always have your stainless coming out of the chimney, you know, like 1.5 to 2 inch minimum. And then you connect all your pipes to that, whether it's a wood stove, a boiler, furnace, whatever. Because, you know, the stainless is permanent. You don't ever want to have galvanized pipe into the masonry. It won't last. So now that's in. I've got to brick it up, and I've got to reinstall all this pipe. It's going to be a mess. There you have it. All the pipes back on. I've got everything mudded back in. You can see that the stainless is sticking out. I'm not done cleaning it up yet, but I'm just got to clean that up a bit. And the stainless isn't out as much as I normally would like it. But after putting this Y pipe on here, I had to push it in more. I normally have that sticking out at least another 1/2 inch to 1 inch. But it's fine like this. I have to clean it up and make sure the screws are accessible. And down here, we have the clean out. That's what you like to see right there. 45 feet, just a little sticking out the top. This is what the top looks like. Just finishing up. I put this plate on here. Just ordered a stainless plate that I could use some adhesive and put down on top of the flue. So, you know, that flue's not being used. So we don't want any air infiltration or critters to get down in there. And then this is the top plate termination here. It's just a simple top plate. This connects to the flue. You tighten these up. I actually always put some silicone underneath around the flue and then put this down. And then unfortunately, what you see here is a bunch of high temp silicone because for some reason their manufacturing tolerances are okay with having a massive gap around that whole liner. And I'm trying to keep bees, bats, flying squirrels out. And the guy I talked to on the phone tells me that the primary function of this top plate is to hold the liner and nothing else. You know, it's okay to be open, basically. He actually told me to fill between the concrete, or fill with the between the liner and the terracotta tile that I've got there. He said to fill it with mortar. Obviously the guy has no idea what he's talking about, but you'd never want to fill with mortar between a masonry system and a mechanical system. We all know that we need room for expansion, but this guy, you know, he's been doing it for 30 years and that's how he's done it. So anyhow, I'm not going to do it like that. The best option I have right now, and probably most of us have the same issue, is I just fill it with high temp silicone. I don't know why we can't get these top plates made to actually fit the liners that we're using. I can't even put 3 screws in the top of this one because how am I supposed to put a screw on that side? So I've got the band holding it and 2 screws. I don't know. I wish we could have a little bit more quality with this stuff. But that's the world we're in.